Hello everybody, this is Zerda with Zerda MTG, and I'm here today to bring you some more historic gameplay. So today I figure I'm going to do a little bit of a grab bag episode. I'll play one or two games with some Grixis Bolas, switch it over after that to some Big Flash, play the blue-black Flash variant with Slither Wisps and black removal spells. We're still on the one temple. I'm not sure if I want more. I do like that it gives us more sources of, our secondary color, but not as big of a fan of how it kind of, how do you put it, interferes with our untapped mana, including Drowned Catacombs and Castle Vantris. So, it's a little bit awkward, but alas, it seems to be the best I can do. Other than that, I'm pretty set on the numbers here. Pretty big fan of that deck. Play probably a little bit of Merfolk after that, and maybe some Mono Blue Flash if we're still feeling up to it. And that is the plan for today. So let's start off here on some Grixis Bolas. If the cube's still up tomorrow, I think I might do another video for that as well. I'm having an absolute blast cube drafting on Arena. Very glad they added it. Alright, so opponent goes first. I think this is a pretty good hand. It's fairly painless. We have interaction no matter what they are, and the threat. Not fast enough interaction. Might just deploy that as a creature if we don't draw anything sooner. Kind of a risky take there, but getting a lifelinker down against mono red is better than killing it. 1 mana 1/1. Kind of scared if they hit their second land drop because they kept a 1-lander here. Maybe I just pulled off for Extinction Event on 1. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I don't want them to just triple ping down my Murderous Rider here. I think it's gonna be a very valuable threat later. So I'll hold up a counterspell this turn. Next turn I'll Extinction Event away on Odd, kill their 3/1/1s. Alright. And let the punishment for the 1-land keep begin. Nice clean 3-for-1, still have more than half our health too. Bolas is kinda weak here, but alright, well. Opponent didn't draw the land, had no more 1-drops, and we were about to deploy, so can't blame him for that one. I guess it is kind of good to keep a 1-land if you have 1-drop into double 1-drop. Just a little bit greedy. And you can very easily get punished for it, especially in these low land count mono red decks. Alright. Waiting for our next opponent while we're playing some Grixis Bolas here. Maybe we'll actually, get to see Bolas come down. Defrots is our opponent. They go first. This isn't exactly painless, although if we don't... I'm gonna keep it anyway. It's a little slow, a little bit funky, but I feel that that's okay, as long as we can catch back up. And we do have some pretty decent removal spells here. As long as they weren't like mono red, we were gonna be good. So I think I'm going to shock. Hold open. This really doesn't seem like the kind of deck that, oh, they're conceding. I was going to bone pressure them there, but... Alright, miss land drop, concede, I suppose. Greedy 2-land keep, in what I'm assuming is a deck that wants to hit all its land drops. If I'm playing blue-green, Usually that's what I'm there for, and kinda not gonna keep anything that doesn't have at least 3 lands, unless the hand's absolutely insane and has some number of cantrips. Alright, so on the draw, this is much better. Actual removal for turn 2. And discard spell. Alright, a bit painful though. Lead-on Watery Grave, it is our primary 2 colors. Red is tertiary. Alright, so that means they're going to have a high density of better cards. And I'm going to want to get this in while it matters more. No need to take more damage than I need to. And this is always only going to kill a 1-drop. I'm looking to stop their biggest play, so Agonizing Remorse for their 3-drop isn't going to be best. Oh. Alright. Very glad I held. Agonizing Remorse can take whatever they tutor. Chainwhirler, eh? Let's go ahead and see if that's the scariest thing in your hand, shall we? Rune Blaster, ugh, that could be annoying. They draw another land. Incinerator could be, all of these could be really, really problematic. I'm gonna go ahead and take the one that blows up lands, because if they draw another card and plop that down against us, we're in trouble. Play a tapped Watery Grave. Next turn we get to Memorial into Bolas. Turn after we get to Eldest Reborn, I believe. Hold on. Oh, wrong card. I was thinking that was something else. Well, regardless, I'll still Eldest Reborn next turn. Ringleader is the biggest problem they might have in their hand. Actually, I think I'll still Bolas 4 next turn. Which to me means take Incinerator. No. Ringleader is a huge problem eventually. I can't just let that happen. That draws them way too many cards. So yeah, I'll Bolas 4 next turn. I don't really need to kill the 1/1. Thought this was Castle Vantress. No. Rapture. Now they would need to go or something exactly. Alright, I'm gonna start. I will block a Chainwhirler, I guess, because I do have another Ravager. Okay, so now they get to kill it before they attack. Something that is in fact the get to take the last card out of their hand and then take 3, 4, 5. That's not good enough. We need to draw Extinction Event right now. Alright, so I think we lose this one. Because we just play Bolas. They discard anything. We block, they kill us anyway. Not even showing off them. Come on, not even gonna swing. Click on all attack. I'll let them do the thing. They'll sack the Firebrand, ping it. Oh. Alright. I was thinking they were trying to show off, but they were not. Alright. That was a real game. Play maybe one more like that with Grixis, and then move on to another deck, and if we're feeling it, we'll go back to Grixis later. It is just one of my favorite fun decks, but while you're trying to rank, it's a little greedy. So alright, we're a 27 land deck, but 2 4-drops, 2 5-drops, 2 lands. Not a hand you keep. Ugh, this one's risky, but I don't want to go lower. And one Blood Crypt or Steam Vents, and this is a really good hand, so I'm gonna keep. Alright. Now is the time to draw a Shockland and start dealing with this board. Oh, I'll take a Watery Grave here. We're in trouble now. It was a little greedy, but hey. Such is life. Ember Cleave already, alright. I don't think we're winning this one anyway. Yeah, that's, it's gonna be a little hard to beat. Let's see. Yeah, there's no way out of this. Good job, opponent. Cleaved it. There's just absolutely no way out of that loss. Okay. Let's go ahead and switch it on over to some Dimir Flash. We got in our Grixis Bolas games. 2 losses when they were real games, so, you know. That's how things go. Let's move on to see if we still have it with Dimir Flash, or if I've just been playing a little bit too much blue-black Flash. I might even try a version without Slitherwisp at some point. Just relying more on Curious Obsession and the other threat package from Mono Blue. Because the only real reason you want the black is the removal. Or at least not the only real reason, just the biggest. Against Yorion, absolutely, I think this is a keep. I'm just trying to decide if I turn 1 Spectral or not. I think I do. I think this is a turn 1 Spectral, turn 2 Brindborn kind of hand. Yorion Rogue. Or Rogue Yorion. It was immensely tempting there to just drop the Sea Dasher off this. Oh, it's still very tempting. Oh, it is so tempting. If they have a shock, I'd rather they not get the value from it, but you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and Sea Dasher. I think getting them the card advantage in these blue mirrors is just way bigger than putting down the fastest possible clock, especially when your opponent can have removal. That, and if they play something I want to dispute, then I still have access to Brindborn plus Dispute. So I'm gonna risk exposing my Sea Dasher here. I have no earthly idea what my opponent is on. I can opt. Seems risky, and unnecessarily so. The payoff wasn't there for exposing my Sea Dasher, just for the 1 extra point of damage. That's a reason you always wait till after combat to play your lands. Sometimes Sea Dasher draws you something you'd rather play. I was thinking, just in case I wanted to dispute to protect it, I'd still have a blue source open. So actually, maybe it's right. I don't know. Either way, this end step, I'm going to use my opt. Opponent probably should have cracked their fetches before they scrabbed there, but yep, they put 2 on top and they just lost 1. Crack your fetch before you scrag. It also would have let you use those lands to play your Omen of the Sea instead of using your best colored mana. Alright, I know what they are now. Let's see. What's on top? If I draw another counterspell, I'll 100% counter here. I didn't. So instead, I'll just kill their creature with Tyrant Scorn. And start gaining as much power as I possibly can. Destroy. Holding up the dispute for something a little more important. I'll deploy the Castle of Interest, end the turn. If I'd done that right, I'd have instead Merfolk Trickstered down the creature there. You know what? Let's see. They gain 4, so I'll let the trigger resolve, see what the total is, then determine. So 9, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's still lethal. Don't even need to Mystical Dispute. I suppose it was still right to counter though in case they had a lifeland. They are playing, you know, Field of the Dead, and sometimes they'll play like one lifeland to just diversify their mana base enough for a field. So that was a minor misplay. Nothing too big, but still something I shouldn't have done. But these small mistakes can add up. If my opponent played it there, then me not countering the Hydroid Krasis would have ended up losing me the game. Either way, I was playing both creatures. I also think if they played a Field of the Dead there, I was in trouble. So yeah, that's just bad play on my part. Something to watch out for. Don't make the same mistakes. Always think before you make your play. Something as innocuous as that. Almost lost it. Alright, let's see. I'm pretty sure we're keeping. We have some interaction and an opt, as well as at least 3 lanes, one of which is a black source. We're up against a nightmarishly difficult matchup, because if they have a fast start, we're immediately put on the back foot. It's a lot better for blue-black than it is for mono-blue with this affinity deck, but it is still a bit of a tough one. I'm gonna go ahead and look for something good. A second black source is actually something I will take here. It's not the best, but I'm going to need that at some point. And, well, I suppose I'd have had it anyway. So sad. Let's wait and see what they do. I could imagine just leaving the Stone Coil Serpent alone. I'm definitely not bouncing it. Actually, I might. Because then I could eat up their turn and dispute it on the way back down. Tempered Steel? Up. Not letting that one happen. That one's a tad bit terrifying. Play an island. Pass the turn. I gave some thought to Watery Grave, but I figure I'd want to have the potential to leave up Mystical Dispute. There are plenty of things that I could want to dispute. Let's make them... They haven't played a land. I was gonna say let's make them spend a mana, but I think I'd rather use Spectral Sailor not to block anyway, and I don't want them calling my bluff. Voltic is fine. Let's see. What's it untap? Absolutely. Hold on to the Brazen just a little longer. Up a Spectral Activation just in case I don't need to do anything. It's unlikely, but possible. Alright, that's fine. I'll just bounce the Blast Casket. Could dispute. That's not something I'm going to want to dispute. Hit them for another 1. They don't really have anything too scary going on right now. Being able to just play untapped Scrylands that are basically on color, since you don't have any colors in your deck, is something really nice to be able to do. I'm gonna Mystical Dispute here, because this lets me still leave up Syncopate for 1 if they try and double spell. And Syncopate's going to be more live here than Dispute anyway. There we go. Finally get to hit the All That Glitters. That's what we were hesitating on earlier. Opponent's clock is still faster than ours, obviously. Nothing we can do about it. We just have to keep clocking them at our own pace and try and get there. Not blocking with Sailor, it's going to be one of our most important pieces this game. Not sure if I'm going to start... Oh boy. I could draw now. Yeah, that Tempered Steel is going to be a problem. Let's see if we can hit a negate. Heartless Act ain't bad. Just not exactly what we wanted. Let's go ahead and kill Voltic's Servant. It makes their other threats the scariest. Hunter's tapped. I've gotta end. Yeah, there's no way I block here. Not with that. They can only pump once. I'm going to be drawing a card with Sailor. Alright. Forced into blocks. Do you pump the Gargoyle? They played land, I respect there, but still think it was correct. Because if they'd played land, they could have pumped, given an evasion, and then made that unblockable. No, because that lets them play other things. I'm gonna block there, because if they want to max damage me, they don't get to play other spells. And if they don't max damage me... Okay. So, here is a very, very key turn. Incredibly such. Depending on this draw, the entire game can get swung one way or the other. Looks like it's not gonna get any swinging done. At all. In fact, I'm pretty sure that just leaves me a dead, because there's no way to block that doesn't kill me. And there's no series of draws after this. Alright, that's game. So there I needed to draw a removal spell, so that I could flash that in, declare it as a blocker, pretty much anywhere, and then kill the Gingerbrute, or the other. Basically I needed to start chaining removal, or Brazen Borrowers, or Merfolk Tricksters, in order to stay alive there, and let the card advantage slowly take over. Didn't happen though, so sometimes you play to your outs and don't get there. Nothing you can really do about it, so you just play another one. And as long as you do it, occasionally you'll win games that you really shouldn't live, and they will look oh so cool. I'll keep this. I don't get to play the Trickster yet, but blue is my primary. I have a Brineborn and a Syncopate. This deck is a lot better on the play than the draw when you get to start oh nice, catching your opponent with their pants down, as people like to say. Alright, is this mono black? If they play an arena, I'm 100% countering it. Don't mind if you kill your opponent. No? Yes, murder trade? There we go. I was gonna say, what are you waiting for on that one? Alright, if they play an Obliterator, I think we let them have it. Ooh, nothing. I don't want to play Slitherwisp into just removal, so I'm going to hold it back for now. Need more land, specifically blue. There we go. Perfect. What we are ideally looking for at the moment is either another land, or so that we can at least get a draw off Slitherwisp, or them to tap out. Nice. So, they did nothing. I'll allow that, opponent. I'm going to use that as a clock against you. Because now that you're under pressure that you didn't know you were under, it's not quite as good of a play anymore. I mean, it's still an amazing card that will kill me if I'm not careful. It will absolutely bury me in card advantage. But all I really need to do here is counter the 1 to 2 spells they can play a turn, because they're stuck on mana, not on cards. And always maintain, what do you call it? Just keep putting up my damage. Also, I'm going to draw more cards than them, so they can take that and do with it as they will. Oh, I am so sorry, opponent. Watch them just use multiple 1-mana removal spells to clear my board and shut me up. Oh, that's not how that works. You see, I am blue, and I do not like it when you do things. Doing things is what I do. And there's the game. It's a little bit premature there. I'd have said they should have waited one more turn, because after I get these next few draws it's over, but alas. Alright. Now that we've got that done, we're going to move on to some mono blue. Try and only get like 2 real games per deck before we move on. This is a grab bag episode after all. So some mono blue to just show you guys what's going on again. We have card advantage beyond belief, some big boys, some counter magic, and some interaction, as well as unsummon. I am a very big fan of this deck. It's one of my favorites. That's all I have to look for in mulligans is, do I have a threat? Any amount of interaction and lands? Yes, absolutely keep. There are other exceptions on what you would keep with this, as long as you have a plan, and that plan doesn't put you too far behind, you basically keep. In this hand, we definitely keep. We have a plan, we have interaction. Why not? Pass turn. A little nervous. Turn 1 Castle Vantress is odd. We will not be turn 2 Curious Obsessioning. There's no reason to expose our Spectral Sailor like that. Here we will, however, play it. And after this, we will hold up Negate. If they kill it now, I'm going to be absolutely shocked. I suppose I won't protect it if they do exactly that, because holding up the counter for the Teferi is more important. Alas. Alright, so I don't think our Sea Dasher is going to resolve, and that's going to be very, very sad for us. But I don't think waiting here until we have 5 mana open is exactly the best of plays. I guess we could have waited for them to do something, but so be it. No Teferi 5? Can't exactly blame them. I will absolutely Curious Obsession here. Done a good job at keeping their life total high. I'm gonna have to disagree with that little warrant you got there, opponent. Alright, so now, even if they answer it, we don't lose card advantage. Oh, excellent. Alright, no choice. It is not only an answer, but it renders all of our negates worthless. We will not be allowing that. I don't like having to do that, but I'm gonna try and keep up as much power, or as much cards as I can. Mini. Right here, we get blown out by Mystical Dispute. We didn't have it, luckily. And now we get to keep getting in and keep drawing cards. Nice. Unsummon to save us from any kind of a wrath. Put them back into our hand. It resolves. Put them right back into play. And the opponent doesn't want to see this anymore. I think we might have annoyed them. In fact, it was going to be better because we'd have had them as separate threats, so it would take multiple answers. That was fun. We got to out-card advantage blue-white control. Negate really showing how good it is there. Play one more with mono blue. Mono blue is one of the fastest decks I have to go through ranked with. It's not as grindy as blue-black because it's tempo, not mid-range. And it really becomes obvious when you should just scoop. Alright. I'll keep it. I've got Trickster into Sea Dasher. I've got the lands to do stuff. I've got an Unsummon, and I've got some Disputes and Negates. You're scaring me, opponent. I guess I should have waited for them to attack. I think I'd have rather traded there, but alas. No, I'm not gonna get greedy and put Sea Dasher on it. Go for it, opponent. Rekindling Phoenix, eh? I suppose I'll just unsummon that. I'd rather get down to Sea Dasher as a creature than pretend I care about what they're doing. Goodbye, Rekindling Phoenix. Not using the Brazen Borrower because I might want to use that for something later, and I want to be sure I can actually syncopate this turn and have it counter the Rekindling on its way down, which I wouldn't have been able to do if I'd just Brazen Bounced. Guess I'd dispute it. Shock. Oh, you're no fun at all. Yes, I do think I will negate that. I'd like to keep my card advantage engine rolling around smoothly. So be it. At least they don't redeploy and we get to Curious Obsession this turn. I'm actually kind of amused that they're not just keeping up the Phoenix. Still Curious Obsessioning because they don't have pump mana. So they'd have to lose their Phoenix here if they don't want me drawing cards. I will dispute their Phoenix. Unless they don't play it, That would actually be a bit of a concern. Phoenix of Ash? Oh no, by all means, please do. Deploy next trickster. Hit for 5. Nice. The longer I invalidate their plays, the better I'm doing. Draw me some cards. I do enjoy that. And I have another threat. I think they're playing around Dispute. They're doing it quite well. Yeah, there's nothing I can do to save that. I'm also very much telegraphing I have counter magic. I should have been aware of what I would do there. I'm gonna have to go ahead and say no. But with a different spell. Can always bounce later. Nice. Or I could, you know, do that now. I'll allow them to recast from their yard. That's fine by me. If they want to recast, I do have the Syncopate or Brazen for that. And eating up their turns is kind of what I'm about right now. I guess it would be safe from any of their any individual removal spell of theirs if I had opted to force them through. So be it. 2 cards left in their yard. One of them is the Phoenix. Alas, we cannot have everything. Use all of my mana to stop and exile the Phoenix. A lightning strike here would in fact put me very much dead. Alright, now we are basically safe. Not fully, but basically. Concerned over... There we go. Brazen Bounce deploys, I think, to play here. Alright. Bounce the Phoenix. Deploy. And just for funsies, why don't we also deploy the rest of us? So they know what we had and can feel satisfied in knowing they couldn't stop it. Alright, so there's our 2 with Mono Blue. Moving right along here. Oh, what are you? Crush Contraband. Unfortunately not very playable. And what is it that we have up next? Oh, why if it isn't Merfolk. Don't remember, this is in fact the Nikachu list. I did not make this list. I am not good with Merfolk. Well, I suppose that's about to become blatantly obvious, but still feel like saying it. On the play finally, and with a kind of unfortunate hand that I'm not sure about. If we draw Merfolk, this is pretty good, but I think we just need to too much, so we're gonna ship it. I'm a much bigger fan of this hand. I'm gonna get rid of the Trickster. Could definitely be wrong, but I'm planning a curve of Biomancer, Silvergill, Regery. Actually, I think I get rid of the Benthic. because I want the interaction. We lead on... Let's lead on Hinterland Harbor. They'll think we're more than 2 colors if we're playing our first land as a blue-green tap land. That illusion will go away quite quickly, but it could influence this versus a 2-1. Via Merfolk. Merfolk Trickster. I guess that's the one we shouldn't have revealed. Alas. Because we're going to play Reejery next turn, thinking about it. Oh no, by all means, please do. Play Merfolk. Hey look, it's Mero Reejery. I'll attack. Yeah, there's basically no way they were blocking that. Hopefully our Reejery lives. That's concerning. I hope they activate that so that we can kill it some way. For now, I suppose, I'll just 2-mana Speaker. Untap. No, tap Serra Ascendant. Grindborn, untap Trickster, tap. One, two, 3, 4, 5. Alright, that's actually very good for us if they attack with Heliod. Oh, please, opponent, attack with Heliod. It will not go how you think. So let's let them. We will see exactly what happens here. Oh, how I would love to get that off the board. We're risking it with how we're playing this here, but so be it. Oh, please attack. Yes! Okay. So, Heliod does in fact stay a creature. Something you should be aware of here. Yes, take action, please. Deploy Reejery. Yes. Tap a permanent. Well, I don't need my mana, so let's tap out a blocker, shall we? Yes, let's tap out the lifelink blocker. Absolutely take that action. And you have no abilities, Heliod. Let's go ahead and trade here. You can kill one of them. You may not give lifelink. Your Heliod will die. Unless, of course, they have a trick. Most importantly, though, take a look at what didn't happen. Heliod triggers. Alright, so 3, 4, 5. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Play Benthic. Tap the blocker. Absolutely take that action. All attack. Do I look like somebody who blocks to you? Benalish Marshal, you. Sure. I can't counter it. Merfolk Trickster. Tap you. Absolutely. And, what do I think is going to lose its ability here? How about The guy I can't block. That's a full 5 mana. Let's see what I can draw. Something to tap them down? No? So they would take... let's see. Most I can do is not lethal, which is quite concerning. Alright, so we'll swing with our biggest ground boy. More than willing to trade them off here. And with one Silvergill Adept. We hold back only the creatures we need to trade off without losing our Regery. Alright. And end the turn. Hopefully we draw Merfolk. And can just use Regery to remove the rest of the blockers from this equation and get on in there. Oh. Is that what I think that is? Oh, that creates Bridemates. Oh no.
I am proud of
Alright.
those who walk beside me.
Merfolk Mistbinder or bust, I think. And even that, it's still questionable. I guess it doesn't have to be Mistbinder. It could be the not that. So you would make a copy, we would tap down the Benlish Marshal. If we make a copy of Trickster, tap down Marshal. Doesn't do it. Make a copy of Regery. We might have a chance if Trickster just definitely doesn't get in enough damage. Is the problem here. Let's offer up the trade on this and hope that they take it. They just keep the hero stock, which is also good because that was lethal. Is it still? No. Yeah, that plus that killed us.
Our true strength lies in our friendship.
And I think we're dead anyway now. I don't see any way out of this now. I guess the only potential out that we could even begin to have is Silvergill to Trickster. I guess even Silvergill, because we have 2 Regeries and we can chain them off. Via the Merfolk. And since this isn't good enough, we have to untap our lands. Does this do it? I'm highly doubtful. Let's see, we tap down 3 things. They're at 21. I already untapped a land, right? Oh boy. Good. I don't have any lifelinkers up. One, two, three. They're left with 1 blocker, and I think they managed to survive. But I don't think tapping 3 down was going to be enough. 1, 2, 3. take. I mean, let's get in there, right? We're not winning by not swinging. Nice. Alright. So I figured that was either lethal or we were dead because tapping down 3 didn't seem to be the way to go with a Heliod out there. I suppose I should have just counted, but you get lazy. I guess we might have survived. No, we would have. So I should have counted that up. Alright, that was 2 games with Merfolk, I believe. Let's see. Is there anything else I have that I haven't been playing recently that's still something I think is decent enough? Well, I suppose we'll play the last game then with one more Grixis Bolas, because I don't think Nexus is particularly good enough currently. I know Winota, its biggest downside is gone, but you still have Gruul, and Gruul can very much overrun you very easily. However, at least with the other decks, especially Mono Blue, which is very shocking to me at least, maybe some of you understand this, Mono Blue seems to have a fairly decent Gruul matchup if you play it very well. I don't mean a good Gruul matchup, but it seems to be about even from my experience with it. Alright, so I just ranked up, and playing Grixis is definitely going to lose me that. Opponent going first. I'll keep this relatively painless, good mana hand. We have some removal, we have some counter spells. It's basically all we're looking for. I also think I'm going to shock here. Mystical Dispute is quite the card against these mono blue decks. And if I get them to not play anything here, I am more than happy with that. Play a Soulful Falls and end the turn. If they play something I can Bone Crusher here, I will Bone Crusher it over Mystical Disputing it. No need to act yet. Force them to do the first thing. Oh, that is the correct play, as it allows them to trade. Play Dragon Skull Summit. Let's take a card from their hand. Dispute any threat they try and respond with. Hold up. Oh, the auto tapper. Woe is me. Should have been tapped like so. Don't know why it tapped me out of blue. Always watch for what it's trying to do to you. I think I'll take... Moving on from that, it's on me, I should have paid more attention to it. Dispersal is going to be... They'll be able to cast both easily. I'm just debating between Spell Pierce and Retort here. If I take Spell Pierce... I guess Dispersal's cheaper for them right now. I'll take the Dispersal. I even played that land over a shock land specifically for that line. Just when you think you've got it, Auto Tapper lets them do this to you. I very much recognize this board state. It is a losing one for me. I'll Thassa's Intervention for 2, hope that they tap out, and see where we go from there. Or I suppose I'll just stop them from getting anything to protect it. You know, further than they already have. This is a very bad position. Could have been absolutely golden, but I should stop complaining, I suppose. Spell Pierce. By all means, I will pay for that. At least we got the counters out of their hand. Need a removal spell right now, or we are dead though. Hey, it's the old buddy Tubes. Alright, and it's leaving us with Dispute Mana. Is this a trick? We're about to find out. By all means, opt away. Continue. Dispute is much better now. Essence Capture. Mystical Dispute on the Essence Capture. Alright. And that's the last game. Let this be a reminder that Auto Tapper is not your friend. You should watch it very closely. Alright, that's it for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed. Please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll try and respond to any comments you guys leave down below. Have a nice day.